So Sylvain and I are back this morning. As you guys know, on Monday and Tuesday, we are in our book Super Communicator. And if you guys remember, yesterday we've talked about a deep question. So that part is kind of a summary of the chapter that we've gone through. So we want to get back to all of those principles just to be sure that you guys understand them and can apply it in your day-to-day life. So, as I said yesterday, we talked about deep questions. So, how can we ask them, but especially how can we transfer them? Because most of the time, especially if you guys remember like the first time that you went on a date or some of the date that you may have like in the past, like sometimes you just ask questions about fact and it feels like a ping pong like between you and the person. So it's not a great feeling and it does not help you understand better the person that is in front of you. So we understand how can we be sure that we transform those factual questions into a more deep and open end question that will help you create a better connection. But now that is first step is done. You've asked the question, you've listened, okay? You've heard the emotion. What do you do to continue that conversation? Okay, because it's not just like I ask you answer, I ask you answer. No, it's more than that. Okay, so this is what the author tells us. Okay, that one of the most important thing after hearing an emotion, okay, is to show that you've heard it. Okay, and the best way to do it is with what we call the emotional reciprocity. So we're going to go a little bit deeper into that concept. So reciprocity is not a competition just to show, oh yes, me too, I've lived something and it was way more worse than you. Okay, so reciprocity is, as you will see, a nuanced concept that will help you create connection.
Yes. So if we want to do like summarize the important concept of looping, so it's in three steps. So it's easy. First of all, you're gonna ask question to clarify. Okay. So you're gonna listen to the question, to the answer, and then you are going number two to summarize in your own words what you heard. So when you summarize, at the end you're going to ask for confirmation. Okay, did I get that right? And if the answer is yes, okay, perfect, you can move on. But if he add detail or whatever, okay, complete is answer, nuance it. So you are going to summarize again and ask for confirmation, and you're going to repeat until everyone agrees that they have understood what they say. So Jean Philippe, can you give us a concrete example from everyday life?
Yes, absolutely. So, like maybe it happened to you already. So, one of your friends, one of your colleagues, okay, come and see you, and you say, "I'm really angry at my boss." Well, the worst thing to do is to say, "Oh yes, bosses are all the same. They are greedy. They are no." Okay, so obviously, this conversation won't get to a place where you can feel great or the person can feel great about it. So what you should do instead, okay, is use that looping technique and says, okay, can you tell me what exactly happened? Okay, so that the person will have the chance to explain the situation, what did happen, and what were the feeling. Okay, so after you listen to your friends, then you can say, okay, so if I understand correctly, you're angry at him or at her because he took all the credits of your project without mentioning that you helped building it. Did I get it that right? So obviously, just by letting the person express her emotion throughout the story, this will help you connect and find after that like a solution. So it is very powerful because at that moment, your friends no longer just feel heard, you feel understood. And this is probably like the most important part of the looping is yes, there is a difference between hearing somebody and really understood what they mean at that moment.
Yes, and there's two main benefits of looping. First of all, it helps us to make sure that we are hearing the other person correctly. Okay, meaning that if I'm listening someone and I say the other one doesn't sometimes doesn't make sure that you feel understood. Okay, but when you are repeating what is saying, okay, you really prove that the other one, you listened to him and um, he felt this. Okay, and number two, it demonstrates that we want to hear. It's proof of intention. Okay, so you prove that you really do an effort to understood the other one. Okay, so you prove that you are in the conversation. Okay, so this is the intention. And the second benefits is very crucial because it creates what we call reciprocal vulnerability that we're going to talk now.
Yes, absolutely. So as you can see, okay, it shows that you want to connect. This is what the most important part, because as Sylvain said, sometimes you say mm-hmm, mm-hmm, like I hear you, but I'm not really here at that moment. I'm not necessarily part of the conversation. So what the author says to us is there's a big mistakes that people do, okay, in that reciprocity, in that looping, is sometimes when somebody is sharing a difficult moment and share their emotions, sadness, or they're angry or they're mad, okay, we often tend like to have that first reflex and say, "Oh, I have understand. I've been some tough stuff like you." Okay, so this is not something that we should tell, that we should do, because then you tell your story. But what is happening is that the person doesn't feel heard at that moment. That person doesn't feel good about it. Okay, so why is that a problem? Okay, it's because you shift the attention. That person just share with you an emotion, okay, something that was heavy for him or for her, and then you shift the attention on you. So the person doesn't feel longer listened to; they feel overshadowed. Okay, but we want to really put the attention on that person. Okay, and the author shared with us like a very good example. Okay, he said that if someone's revealed that they've got a cancer diagnosis, okay, we shouldn't reciprocate with talking about our own pains. Okay, this is not support. Okay, this is an attempt to just turn the spotlight on yourself, and you don't want to do that.
Yes, so okay, let's take an example. Someone, um, a dear friend, okay, let's say, and he explained that he lost his father. Okay, so you cannot reply, "Oh, I'm sorry, I to understand that to to hear that. I understand. I lost my grandfather. He died last year, and it was very hard for me too." And you start talking. Okay, so as you said, Jean Philippe, you shift the conversation for to yourself. It's not good. Okay, so it's a mistake because your friend just shared an immense vulnerability. Okay, her father is dead, and you shift the conversation to yourself, even if your intention was good. Okay, maybe it would give him comfort. Okay, they will feel less heard because this is not about him now, it's about you.
Yes, exactly. And I want to share with you an example of how that reciprocity is different in many situations. 2 years ago, I think 2 years ago, yeah, my sister got a breast cancer diagnosis. Okay, so that when she learned that that news, like she called my parents, obviously, but like she did not like call everybody at the same time. Like she called her at different moments. So obviously, like she shared with me that she said like to my mother and my father, and as parent, they react like in a normal way, like you don't want to see your kids like being in pain or like going through some hard event, especially like cancer. So like they cry and they say, "Oh my God, what is happening to you?" Like all of that. So this is what parents actually do, okay? And that was fine. But when she called me, okay, so I'm let's say I'm more the uh, I'm the black sheep of the family, so I'm very different in the way that I react. And when my sister told me that, okay, I've told her, okay, so with me, we're not going to cry, okay? I'm going to make you laugh. I'm going to be your support. I'm going to be that person that when you need, okay, a positive moment or you need encouragement, you call me. And actually, my sister was kind of surprised, but so happy by the way that I react because I've told her, like, okay, yes, it's hard. We're going to go through that. It's a hard moment for you, but I'm there. And I know that in those moments, especially because when she learned that she had cancer, like she stopped working. So imagine you've learned a bad news, you've stopped working, and work environment are places where you can connect with people, but now you're alone at home. So I was like, okay, you still have your MLM, right? You gotta be like busy. You gotta be like always doing something, okay? And you gotta talk with me. I'm gonna share with you some tips. I'm gonna help you. So this is how you can also bring support, okay, and reciprocity. So I did not share with her, oh yes, me too, I'm hurting, like I have pain there. No, I was there like to support her. So that just to give you an example of how that reciprocity can be different in many situations. So now we're going to use four different tools to help us understand how we can do that reciprocity, okay, that adaptable reciprocity, okay, in different contexts. So the authors share with us four ways to reciprocate vulnerability. The first tool is the one that we've just covered. We've talked about looping. So you ask questions, you listen to them, you ask other deep questions, you summarize, and you ask them, did I understand it right? Okay. So just think of like for those who are parents, when your school got from when your kids got home from school, okay, you look at them, maybe they're sad, maybe they're angry, and you ask them what did happen today, okay? So and then like you share with you, oh, Max doesn't want to be my friend anymore. Well, obviously, this is not my field of expertise. This is Sylvain's field of expertise, okay? This is elementary school stuff, okay? So then you summarize what your kid said. Oh, so if I understand correctly, you're sad because Max doesn't like told you that he doesn't want to be your friend anymore. Is that right? So obviously, your kids will feel understood and not just question about like how did it go at school, what did you do, what like it feels more like an interrogation instead of a conversation about seeing how he felt.
Yeah, it's always funny when we give example with kids, the two guys who doesn't have kids. Okay, at least we were a teacher, so that one I heard it so every day, every day, every day, every day. Okay. Okay, number two. Tool number two, found out what the other person needs. Like you said with your sister, your parents, they are so into that situation. Okay, they cry, and okay, it's very tough for them. But you can be you have a different personality, so you said, okay, what do you need from me? Okay, I'm gonna make you laugh, I'm going to entertain you, okay, I'm going to give you sometimes tough love, I'm gonna kick your your butt, okay. So this is what your sister need, and you help her with through the MLM because she's doing another MLM. So maybe you encourage her and you give her advice, and okay, so this is what we have to find, what the other person need. Do they need comfort? Do they need empathy? Do they need advice? Sometimes they just need to be heard, okay, and that's okay, okay. So we don't know what the other person need, and we have to ask, okay. So if we don't know, we have to ask, what would you like me to do? Okay, do you want me to listen? Do you want me to give you advice? And Is if your let's say your friend is going through a breakup, a tough situation right now, instead of giving her unsolicited advice, you should go out, you should meet people. You are better to ask, what do you need right now? Okay, maybe she just need entertainment, maybe she just need to be heard. Okay, so we don't need, so sometimes they just need a presence from us, and by asking, you are going to avoid doing the wrong thing. Okay, let's say in our MLM, okay, a consultant is struggling. Okay, instead of giving her a ready-made solution, okay, you ask, what do you need from me right now? Okay, do you need advice? Do you need me to listen to you? Do you need some practical help? Okay, so that way you give her control over what she receive, and that's a form of reciprocity.
Yes, exactly. So after asking like what they need, okay, sometimes depending on how the conversation is going, there is another step, very important step, which is ask for permission. Okay, so we use it like so well, not often. So naturally when somebody is sharing with you, it's in the, let's say, in the nature of human, like to share like also your own experience, but sometimes you gotta ask the permission, okay, to the person. Okay, would you mind if I told you how I handle a similar situation? Okay, or can I share what I've seen others do in this kind of situation? So by asking like what they need and by asking for permission, obviously you show the person that I'm there with you, but I don't want to overstep in what you are ready right now in the moment. Okay, so maybe it happened to you like a friend is telling you about their relationship problem. So before giving your opinion or before giving counselor, okay, uh, like ask them, do you want my perspective or would you rather me just to listen? Okay, so it's simple but it changed everything, because by asking questions, by asking permission, you show the person that you respect the boundaries that she establishing. So actually she's more in control of the conversation, okay, which is good because she can go or he can go at his own pace. So they have a choice to accept or to decline. And don't be mad if they decline, okay? You just show them that, okay, I want to respect you. And in our MLM, when our consultant are talking about their difficulties, we should not like share already our own experience, but the way that the conversation is going can say, okay, like I've heard you, I've understand. So you do the looping, you ask them what did they want, and then you can ask them, okay, I've been some through similar situation. Would you mind like if I share with you or if I told you how I did that at that moment when I was like young in the company? So here, like the person is really in control. They can say yes or they can say no. If they say no, as I said, like you respect that. You remain emotionally available without imposing your own story, because sometimes this is not what they need. Okay, they are just in the first step of the process and they just want to feel the emotion before finding a solution.
Okay, I don't know if you're the truck outside.
A
I don't
little
know.
bit, just a little bit.
Okay, it's okay. For me, it's very loud. Okay, number four, they say give something in return. That means that you sharing your reaction to what they have say to you. Okay, so let's say the consultant or one of your friends, okay, tell you that something, okay, and you feel sad for them. So give him something in return. Tell her that you are feeling sad to hear what she said, okay, and or if it was something that she shared a success, okay, I'm really proud of you, I'm very happy for you, so that way, so she's going to feel how do you feel about this situation, okay, so you're sharing an emotion. Okay, so that way it's a form of reciprocity. Okay, so you share that you are really proud of your accomplishment, and you are telling me that you are proud for me, you are happy for me. So this is like reciprocity, and you're not stealing the spotlight. You're not saying, oh yeah, I did the same things and blah blah blah. No, no, no. You just say that you are happy for them. So that way, it's a good way to and she's going to feel that, oh okay, what I share really counts. Okay, let's say in our MLM, okay, a consultant tell you that she nailed a great presentation. Okay, so you reply, okay, I'm really proud of you. Okay, you come so far. Okay, so I'm happy. You don't say, okay, yes, me too, I did a great live today. No, no, no. Okay, you stay with her, you share your emotion about her success.
Yes, exactly. And it is very I don't know, like gratification, like it's grateful, like to offer somebody just like a support and say like I'm so proud of you. And this is something that Sylvain and I like we're sharing about like our investment. Also, like we have like stores. So sometimes like Sylvain shares something with me and I'm like, oh my god, I'm so proud for you. Like congratulations, that was a great day for you. So I'm happy for him. So it's very um, uh, how can I say that? I don't know how to say that in English, but it's good to offer him like that compliment and like to congratulate him. It's good for him, but it's good for me because I feel proud for my friends. Okay, so it's very something important in like all of that section.
And
So
you feel that it could happen to you too.
yes,
So
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
it's reciprocity.
Yeah. So as we can see, okay, reciprocity is not just like matching vulnerability for vulnerability or sorrow to sorrow, but it is, as we describe, okay, to be emotionally available and listening to how someone is feeling and what they need, okay? And not all the time you will be sharing, okay, like a situation similar, okay? But it's about sharing your own emotional reaction. Okay, so it's not a competition. It's not, okay, me too, I got worse. Okay, it's about being present. Okay, so let's take a last example before we wrap this up. Okay, if somebody, okay, is sharing with you that they have a illness or they gone to like the doctor and like they receive a bad news, okay, like you shouldn't say, oh, I had health issue last year too. Okay, the right approach is, I'm sorry to hear that. How are you feeling? And what can I do to help? Okay. You stay with them, you don't leave them. And this actually is like the right way to interact with people when they're sharing with you some emotionally hard event.
Yes. In our MLM, let's say someone shared that she have a difficult time in her personal life. Okay, so you don't answer, oh yeah, me too, I have I've been through a difficult time during I was in the business. But no, 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 it's not taking the spotlight from her. Okay, the right approach, it's, I'm really sorry to hear, thank you for telling me. What can I do to help you right now? Okay, so that way I am available, I don't steal the spotlight.
Yes. So let's wrap this podcast. Okay. So there's four lessons we want to be sure that you guys remember. So number one, the looping. Looping is the foundation. So remember, looping is asking question, listen to them, asking clarifying questions, summarize, ask for a confirmation, and not until they say yes, this is exactly what I mean, that you can go to the next step. Lesson number two, okay? Don't shift the attention on you. When somebody is sharing a vulnerability, don't talk about yourself, okay? Stay with them and just be sure that you let the focus on that person and that you show that you are emotionally available for them.
Yes, and lesson number three. Okay, use the four tools. Number one, the loop to understand. Number two, Found out what the other person need. Do they need to be heard? Do they need to ventilate? Do they need to just go out? Okay, what they need. Okay, number three, ask for permission before sharing your own experience. Okay, so that way, if it should give you the the yes, you can share. And number four, give something in return. Share your feeling. How do you feel about this situation? I feel sorry for you. Okay. And number four, I smoked too much this morning.
Got it.
Number four, reciprocity is about being available. Not It's not a competition. It's not a me too. Okay, it's being present.
Yes. So ask yourself and see this week, maybe you will be meeting somebody of your team or your boss or a colleague, and ask yourself, okay, did I really listen to that person? Or am I already thinking of the answer that I'm going to give? If you do that, it means that you're not really present in the situation. So what is the need of the person right now? Ask them, okay? Do they need support? Do they just want to be listened? Do they need you for counsel? Okay. And ask yourself, okay, can I stay with them without shifting the attention to myself? So remember, okay, sometimes the greatest gift that you can give to somebody going through a hard time or living an emotionally hard situation is just to be there. That's it. Okay. So thank you guys so much for being with us. I will be there tomorrow morning with Maria and Marie-Pierre for the Wednesday podcast. So on that, Sylvain and I will see you next Monday. Bye, everyone.